A very warm welcome to the tradingmentors.com. Hope you are having a wonderful weekend. This is the weekly Forex forecast for the 29th of May to the 2nd of June. So in this video for this weekend, I'm going to cover the news for coming up this week. It's an important week this week. We've got a bank holiday Monday, which is going to obviously slow things down a bit. And we've got non-farm payroll as well. It's that time of the month again. The first Friday of every month, non-farm payroll comes out and has a major impact on the dollar. So profits for this week, congratulations to all the members for this week. Oil 250, euro yen 151, euro Canadian, pound yen. These are some of the intraday trades as well. How to make $500 per day using the day trading software. I'll cover these in the next few minutes. This is part of the early morning briefing now. So if you're not signed up for that, I'll show you how you can get started. It's free and I'll give you my analysis every morning at 6 a.m. It's video on demand. So you haven't got to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning if you don't want to. I'll send it to you via video and you can view it at your leisure. Then you can obviously monitor the performance of the targets and the stops, etc. DXY, we're now for the dollar. We'll have a look at that. Yen futures is an important part of what we do and how we trade and how we profit, because the yen futures tells us where the yen is going next, and then we can choose which pairs to trade. Similar to the Swiss franc futures as well. The indices, where now for stocks, we had a fantastic move on the Dow. I didn't put that in there actually, but the Dow had a nice move downwards. And then we'll have a look at the commodities, gold, software, silver, oil, etc. And along the way, I'll give you my best trades coming up for next week. Now, if you want to be part of the team and want a 14-day trial for the full analysis in the afternoon, called the DVA, the daily video analysis, then I'm happy to send you this link below in the YouTube description. And also there's the link to the early morning briefing as well. Don't forget to subscribe and click any likes or comments. Apparently it helps my algorithm. So just before we get started, just jump into the website, thetradingmentors.com, and I'll give you my early morning briefing at 6 a.m. video on demand, free analysis every morning where you can make $500 per day. Try it out, do a practice, do a demo account, whatever you want to do, and then when you're ready, we can actually get you started and get you the chart software. Just put your email in here and your first name and sign up, and away we go. You get started straight away. So on to the news for next week. We've got the job openings on Wednesday the 31st. There's nothing going on Monday, obviously it's bank holiday. And Tuesday, there's nothing going on Tuesday. No major incidents in terms of, no major news in terms of the US dollar. There's Fed Harker speech on Wednesday as well, which is not a high impact event, but nonetheless could make the markets go a little bit sideways. Let's have a look at Thursday, the 1st of June. Come out to June already, I can't believe it. So let's see if there's any high impact. I'm mostly interested in the dollar, to be fair. Right, so on Thursday we've got the jobless claims, as usual, 1:30 in the afternoon UK time on Thursday. And what I'll do is just remind you of these each day in the VIP room. If you're in the VIP room, that is. If you're not, come on, jump in. And of course, non-farm payroll is the big one. So we'll be ready on Friday for this. So if you're not ready, then I'll show you how we can trade that, especially using the gold software. So I'm delighted to welcome you all to the trading market analysis for the weekly Forex forecast for next week. And for those who are new into my YouTube channel, welcome and thanks for joining me and spending time with me. What we do here on the right, I have my watch list. So I start off with DXY to confirm where the dollar going next, the yen futures, the Swiss futures, and then the indices, the commodities, and then Forex. So we always start with the DXY, which tells us where the US dollar is going next, and that's always handy because then we can know where the dollar goes and which direction to go in. Now, we had a target on the last weekend. I predicted 104.65, not reached it yet, but as you can see, the buyers are in, the buyers are in. Everything green means the price is going up. Everything red means the price is going down. Very, very simple. You want to keep your charts as simple as possible. I've been doing this for over 30 years, guys. I wouldn't be using this and talking to you now if I didn't think this worked so well for beginners and advanced traders. So this is in a wave 4. You don't need to understand the Elliott wave formations, but it's an 8-wave formation. And wave 4 is a continuation on the uptrend in this instance. And so if it breaks 104.65, then we have another target for next week, which is 109.56. Yen futures is vital to make sure that your trades are consistently profitable in terms of which direction to go with the yen. So as the yen futures falls, red for sale, all the sellers are in, all the sellers are in. And what happens then is the yen pairs all go up. Okay, that's how it works. It's as simple as that. When it goes green, the prices of the yens falls. So we can actually predict highly accurately where they're going to go. And so we're doing the early morning briefing now. I hope you're enjoying that. If you're in that, if you're not in that, then the link is below, or you can join it on the website. It's totally up to you. So the yen futures, now this is interesting. As you can see, this is now hitting a very important order block. The green blocks are buy zones and the red blocks are sell zones. So order blocks, as the name suggests, there's a block of orders lining up, institutional usually, and that means that the buyers are going to step in. Now, so what we have to do is trade carefully with the yens for the time being until it sorts itself out. Now, if this price reverses and all the buyers come in as expected, then we can expect price to go back to this resistance area 75.57, but for sure, but it may be ready in the next few days. Congratulations, guys, on the Dow Jones sell. If you got in there, if you're a member, then I'll post this to you in the DVA. And of course into the early morning briefing. The early morning briefing is brief, but nonetheless highly valuable because it gets to know how we trade, why we trade, and how to profit in the short term. So the early morning briefing deals with intraday trades. The daily video analysis in the afternoon New York session deals with position trades. Okay, that's how it works. The weekly Forex forecast, we're dealing with the longer term analysis, if you like, to get the trends. So the Dow Jones, as we can see, had a sell during the week and it fell and we made profits and hit our target. And there isn't anything to suggest otherwise that it's going down. So we've got a little bit of a target here, 32,532. So, but there is a problem here, isn't there? There's a major support area, an order block here, so we're going to have to wait and see. Further downside move for the Dow Jones, and the Dow Jones tends to lead the world, doesn't it? So these indices tend to follow that. So the Aussie 200 index 72.26 currently, finished on Friday, and now is going to head for 7008 this week. Using the Advanced Pro charts, we can easily see the direction for the FTSE 100. Finished on Friday 76.27. And congratulations, we posted this a few days ago in the DVA. And nice profits nonetheless. Now for this week, there is nothing left to support this price. Now we have a fib extension which is automatically generated on an ABC pattern, as you can see here. So this is finished on a wave back here a few weeks ago, and now didn't quite come up to the order block, did it? Which was a shame, but nonetheless it broke down. It's broken all structures now. So the price is going to head for 7099. Look out for the S&P 500. This is doing the opposite to the Dow. So the Dow may bounce off its order block, as I mentioned a few minutes ago. And it's not quite ready yet. Don't worry. We're not going to be going live straight away. But nonetheless, if we get break of structure somewhere, this is in a wave 4, by the way, which is fantastic. A wave 4 is a continuation of the uptrend, bouncing off this order block, which is fantastic. And so the S&P, once it's ready, is going to go to 4558. So if I've missed a few there, it just means that the charts are very, very mixed. So don't worry if it's not missed them for no reason. It's just they're not worth looking at, to be fair. So the gold, congratulations if you sold gold here. Lovely sell signal here below this structure. All the sellers were in and you made a lot of money. So well done. Now what's happening now is to come into this order block. So what's going to happen in the next few days, you're going to see a bounce. To be safe, go for the 50% of the Fibonacci retracement to 2007. 2000 might be the number, actually. We'll have to wait and see. But it's going to be a nice move nonetheless, even if it's just a retracement. It's in a wave 5 formation, which means we don't trade the wave 5 number. We trade the A, B, C pattern. So once it reaches this retracement here, and guess what? There is going to be a head and shoulders as well. That means there's going to be a big fall in this price in the next few weeks. So get ready, guys. This is going to be a big one. Once it gets to this fib retracement, then the software will generate the target for you automatically. On to Forex now. So the pound USD, congratulations if you sold pound USD. I know some of you did, and members, the DVA members and the VIP members, because there was a wave 5 formation and an ABC pattern. So congratulations to you guys. Now we have the target from last week still intact at 11950, which is this support area. There's no indication of that yet, but I suspect it will come up. But there's a major order block right down here. This is in a wave 5. And as I said, we wait for the ABC pattern to emerge. It's likely to retrace up to the 50% retracement, 12494, and then roll down and break out. So look out for that this week. Join me. Again, a very similar story for the euro dollar. Can you see how clear this picture is? The chart tells you when to sell. The chart tells you when all the sellers are in or when all the buyers are in. Simple as that. If you complicate it, you will start getting inconsistent results. So for this week, I expect a retracement. This has gone down quite a bit, which is lovely. Congratulations if you sold that. Now there's likely to be a bounce at some stage. How deep it is, we just don't know. We need to look at it. So I'll be doing the early morning briefing, looking at this close up, and then I'll be doing the afternoon session as well. Remember, the US Swiss does the opposite to the euro dollar. You don't want to be trading both, but had some nice moves on the euro, on the US Swiss last week, and now pushing up this week in profit, and a nice move nonetheless. Now we are moving into a position where there's a sell block here, an order block here, which is going to sell off at some stage. Whether it reaches our target 91.20 in the next few days, we don't know. It can move quite deep into these order blocks quite often, but at some stage it is going to come off. Now what that means is that, as we saw in the euro dollar and the pound USD, that means there's likely to be a bounce on the dollar, stronger, weaker initially, and then go the other way. So this we'll keep an eye on. We've got our trailing stop on using the Bosch chart as part of the Advanced Pro chart. So just keep an eye on this. Congratulations on trading the US yen. Again, you can see quite easily which direction you should be going. And of course, you can use this information to do the intraday day trades as well, which we do now in the early morning briefing. So continued upside. It reached our target of 139.56, it says there, but it was a bit lower. But continued upside is likely to 141.80. You should be in long on the US Canadian if you are following me each day. And you have the advanced pro charts, of course, as well. Once you have the charts, you make your own mind up. So we've got a buy signal on the US Canadian, and all the buys are in. And we have no order blocks going down at all yet. Now, there's a double top here going on. So I'd like to see this broken out. But we've got a trailing stop going on here on the lower time frames on the Bosch chart. So that's fine. So we can manage this quite easily. But the next move on this and the next target is 139.75. Now, as I mentioned earlier, the yen futures are bouncing off an order block. So when the yen futures goes up, the yen pairs go down. That's how it works. That's the correlation. So that's been the case. If the yen futures are going to bounce up, as I think they probably will, this is going to drive the price down in the yens. So this is a nice setup actually, because it depends how far the yen futures goes and bounces up. But as this moves down, then of course it's going to hit the support area and into a wave 4. Now we don't have the target. It works out automatically. A fib extension is going to be much higher than that previous high, probably. So we just have to wait and see as it breaks down to the 0.382 Fibonacci retracement. Congratulations on trading the pound yen on Friday. A nice move. I hope you got that in the early morning briefing. A nice 2-to-1 profit, and pretty quick as well. So 173.51 it finished on, heading into wave 5, but I'm not too concerned about that at the moment. I'll be looking at this on the intraday and then of course on the 4 hour to see where it goes next. But there may well be a pullback here into an ABC pattern, which could be a reversal. So one of my favourite trades is the pound Canadian. Now I'm looking for a push up back into the order block in the next few days. Now with the bank holiday coming, I'm away for a couple of days. I'm having a little bit of a break for a couple of days. But I'll be around in the VIP room sending charts and messages, etc. But nonetheless, I'm always available. I just love it. So this is the pound Canadian 168.03. It may not push up this far. We'll have to wait and see and do the analysis each day and join me in that. But the target for this week, it's a lovely target, by the way. 161.90, 162 round numbers. I much prefer round numbers. 162 is 600 pips, guys. Now this is red hot as well. The Euro Aussie. Now, wonder if you can spot why. Well, the first thing that I notice is a head and shoulders. There's the head, left shoulder, right shoulder, and an ABC pattern. This is as good as it gets, to be honest. So a sell-off is likely in the next few days. We've got a support area here of 160.42. I suspect it will go down further than that, and even down to the order block here, 156.79. So we'll keep an eye on this. Let's go into the gold software. So this is the gold software. If you haven't got it, just message me and we'll get you sorted. So what we're looking for on the gold software is break of structure. Okay, this is when a support area has been taken out completely and there's nothing left for this price to go except down in this instance. And of course, the reverse is applicable in terms of a buy. So when you see complete break of structure, then that is the time to get in. Now, what we tend to do, I quite often you're not there at the time of the break of structure. It's sometimes impossible to be there. We're not looking at our charts all day. In fact, you can actually do all of this in about 20 minutes per day. So, but once you get it, once you've seen the break of structure, you can set an alert and then wait for the price to move up to sell, move up to sell, move up to sell, and so on. So move up to sell, and so on. Once it comes back into the software, this is consolidation. We don't trade that. And then we wait for the breakout now. And it finished on Friday as a minor breakout, but it actually didn't go anywhere. I think probably because of the bank holiday on Monday. But if you find this is a lot of fun, and if you want the software, then please contact me. And it comes with 3 months coaching, so it's not a problem. So have a wonderful weekend, and I'll speak to you in the early morning briefing.